Good morning. Good morning, baby girls. Uh, well, if you're new here, my name is Marie. You've probably seen Marie 3.0. That is the first episode of Stories About Becoming. I'm trying to make it a thing, and I actually love the fact that I called it Stories About Becoming. I didn't think that all the other episode will end up being called that. But hey, here we are, and today I want to talk about fear. And I felt there's no better time for me to talk about fear rather than today in this present moment. Not sure what time it is, but I think it's around 10 a.m. Today is Tuesday, so if you're watching this on Sunday again, I've managed to make sure that I've succeeded in all my goals this week. Yeah, cheers to that. So I just took a shower and then nimepaka Zoe cocoa butter. So mkiona nimerembeka, hizi ni effects za cocoa butter. Period. Now I just want to get into the face. I'm not doing any makeup today. Reason being, today, like, you might see me and you're not seeing me shaking, but let me tell you, I'm very afraid right now. That's why I'm saying today was the best day for me to talk about fear, because today is the day that I actually defend my dissertation, my master's paper, research paper, and I'm required to go and present it physically. I've always thought it's gonna be online. The previous one, the seminar defense, I did on 10th February, was online. But this one, they've requested for the students to go in physically to Strathmore. So I'm gonna be going to Strathmore. I'm presenting my paper today at, not paper study, today at 4 p.m. as the last person actually who has been lined up for defense. So yeah, that's why I'm afraid. Just to give you like some insight, if you've watched Marie 3.0, the first episode, then you already have an idea of this whole thing, how we've come to this moment, and why I feel like right now I'm in a better place to even present my research than I was last year or even the year before. Mind you, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I was supposed to graduate last year, but then there's so many things that happened during hiyo kipindi ya lala salama, and I actually didn't know how much work is required for you to actually complete a research dissertation. And that's why I actually want to have this segment where from time to time I can talk about that and maybe guide someone out there who's looking to get into their research journey at a certain, not research journey, what, grad school. As any research nakwambia imenikula kichwa hadi like it's the only thing I literally think about. Naamka, I'm thinking about research. Nalala, I'm thinking about research. Like sometimes hata silali kwa sababu nafikiria research. So I want to talk about fear because I want to validate some of us out there who have kept on being told that fear is not real, fear is sijui, there's so many things that have been said about fear. Me myself, fear, I have thrown a spanner in the works from time to time, and I've talked about fear. And actually this year I told you guys that one of my big three this year is to be fearless, because I believe fear does exist. I have felt a very real fear when I am taking some certain approaches, when I'm doing some certain things, even before, like even quitting my last job. It was like a tremendous fear, and what they don't tell, no, actually people will tell you that on the other side of fear is where everything is, and it's very true, but excuse me, but I don't think we have enough tools, or maybe the context is different, because for me I have had to listen to what different people have said about fear for me to be able to find something that has like kind of clicked. Something has clicked for me, and actually it's because I've had Mel Robbins. I know you guys listen to Mel Robbins. If you don't, then I don't know, raise your standards. I know you, well, if you listen to Mel Robbins, she talks about the let them theory and the 5-second rule and all that, and it's actually really helpful because I was listening to that podcast, and she talks about taking this approach where fear, she talks about fear being kind of the same, you feel the same things in your body as you feel when you're excited. So it's just about reframing how you think. Now hear me out, like I know everybody has said that, but why is it like you need to reframe how you think? Because yes, like for me right now, I'm feeling fear because I don't know what will happen, you know. I don't know what the examiners will say after I've finished presenting my research. I don't know how this will turn out. I don't know if I'll pass or if I'll have to redo this again. You know, at the end of the day, I can't control some things, some outcomes. I just can't. But there's some things that are within my control, okay? Like how I think, how I choose to think about this, it's properly within my control. Because like Mel is saying that the same feeling in your body that you feel when you're excited, that's the same feeling you feel when you're afraid. So if you reframe how you think about it, then you can trick your mind to believing that it's not fear, it's excitement. So I'm keeping on today telling myself I'm excited to defend my research, I'm excited to present my dissertation, I'm excited to start planning for my graduation, you know. So I'm keeping on reminding myself these things. And Mel also comes in and says that you need to also have an anchoring thought of what will ground you, because certain moments utasikia fear imeenda chini, certain moments the fear goes up. So what you can do is that have an anchoring thought and know that, okay, however, let me tell you mine, a practical example of how I'm managing the fear right now. I'm telling myself, however way this goes, like I'm gonna come back home, I'm gonna survive it, however way it goes, I'm gonna survive it, and I'm gonna come back home, and I'm gonna watch TV. I really love to watch TV. Like me upenda sana to watch TV. Even among the first things that I had in my house was TV. So I really enjoy when I come from work. Like I just come, I change, I put on my robe or something, and then I sit down and I watch TV. That's like a very relaxing thought for me. I don't have to do anything. I can just come and sit. And that's something I've not been able to do in a while. So whatever way today goes, that is still going to be constant, okay? So that's my anchoring thought, that I'm gonna be all right. And if I'm looking at the best case scenario, I'm excited to plan for my graduation. I'm excited to have some free time on my hands to take on other projects, you know. So I'm just reframing the thought. So that's how I'm managing fear right now. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense, you know, because I found it to be very enlightening, because you cannot tell me fear is not real. Fear is mentioned in the Bible 365 times. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. So and then if God says fear is real, why are you coming and telling me fear is not real? Fear is very real. Now what you do is, now how, like God also says that I have not given you the spirit of fear. You know, I've given you the power to go out and you know, do whatever you're supposed to do, fulfill your purpose. And my purpose, I've told you guys in the last video, it's fashion and travel. And today my research is about the fashion industry. I'm relating the consumer purchase decisions and inventory management within the fashion industry, because you know there's a lot of fashion businesses that end up being closed, and I'm just trying to find out why does this happen in this sector more than in any other sector. So that's a synopsis of my problem basically. I don't want to do the whole presentation here, but I'm telling you guys, I'm properly prepared and everything is just in line. And even I'm going the extra mile to do those little things for myself that I know make me feel, you know, good. I've done my skincare, I've oiled up myself like very slowly. I was listening to nice music while I was in the gym, and then I've listened to some motivational speeches. So I'm putting myself in the right headspace to be able to actually present this study without being afraid. Even my supervisor keeps telling me, Marie, you need to expunge that fear. Like, Daktari, how do I expunge the fear? Do you have any tools? Can you assist me in expunging this fear? And I've had the tools. It's just that when the moment actually comes, you just feel like you don't have the tools because you're feeling fear and you're feeling anxious. So now basically what you need to do in that, even many of you maybe are finishing your semester and planning, exams are coming up in the near future. So what you need to do that moment you're preparing is just reframe. I'm excited to do this paper and finish this unit. I'm excited to finish also this research. So that's a way you can look at it. And I hope actually this offers some insights to you. I hope it helps. And I actually want us to quickly read a verse that I have read with you guys before. I'm a Christian. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Christian, and I do believe I'm a very spiritual person. I believe in God, and So that being said, I want to read Psalms 20. This verse I was taught by my cousin. Shout outs to you, Lena, for teaching me this verse, because like every time that I'm about to do anything, I love to read this prayer for victory. So I want to read it out together. I know this video will go live on Sunday, so I hope when I told you guys to pray for me on Tuesday on my stories today, that is that mmeniombea, please mnieke kwa maombi na mnieke kwa maombi hata mkisha watch video, because I'll probably have some editing to do on the paper kidogo kidogo before I finally submit it for now publishing. So please endeleeni kunieka kwa maombi, and Father, please subscribe to this channel. Okay, let's get into prayer then. This is Psalms 20. I like to say amen after every verse. So I'm gonna say amen after every verse, not because it's implicitly written here. So this is Psalms 20, a prayer for victory. May the Lord answer you when you're in trouble. May the God of Jacob protect you. Amen. May he send you help from his temple and give you aid from Mount Zion. Amen. May he accept all your offering and be pleased with all your sacrifices. Amen. May he give you what you desire, and may he make all your plans succeed. Amen. Then we will shout for joy over your victory and celebrate your triumph by praising our God. May the Lord answer all your requests. Amen. So that's Psalms 21, verse 1 to 5, and that's a prayer for victory. And I just like to place myself in the hands of God, because God says that do not fear, because I am with you. You know, he's going to be with me in that. I'm not alone, you know. I'm not alone standing there in front of the examiners. I'm standing with God, and there's no better person I would be standing next to. You know, he's carrying me through this. He has carried me for the last 4 years. I've been doing the Masters of Commerce, you know. He has carried me to this moment that I'm about to do my final dissertation. So if you're watching this, welcome to graduation. Anyway guys, let me love you and leave you. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye. Love you, mean it.